Yeah. Oh, jeez. Hey guys, BroGunGo282 here, and welcome back to Why I Like. And today's one's probably going to be a little bit short because I don't actually have much to talk about for this franchise, which is Power Rangers. Now, just going to clarify, I know specifically I'm using the Red Ranger from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, but I'm actually going to be talking about the entire franchise as a whole. Or at least everything up to Super Dino Charge, because that's when I stopped watching. But anyway, we'll just get into it. So, I encountered Power Rangers at a very young age, around the same time as when I discovered Spider-Man, actually. It was around, like, a couple of years after I was born, and I grew up with, like, VHS tapes. And one of the VHS tapes I got was the feature-length Introduction to Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. Power of Teamwork Overcomes All, which basically just features the first 3 episodes combined into one feature-length story. I was introduced with those 3 episodes, and it was actually quite entertaining. It got actually what introduced my fascination with swords. In case you saw with that opening skit. Oh, by the way, my phone is fine. It's a wooden sword. It didn't deal any damage. Anyway. So yeah, Power Rangers was kind of a all-around entertainment for me, because after I moved on to DVDs, I would get the special Power Rangers DVD, which featured like mostly team-ups of other Power Rangers, but also included the finale for In Space, the team-up of In Space and Lost Galaxy, the Lost Galaxy and Lightspeed Rescue team-up 2-parter, and the 10th anniversary special of Wild Force. And that introduced me to the other types of Power Rangers as well, and that also got me into seeing Mighty Morphin. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the White Ranger's debut. That was the first one in that collection. And then that eventually moved me on into watching the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, which I, because of the episodes that I've watched, I recognize Tommy as the White Ranger instead of the green or the black, etc. Speaking of the Black Ranger, eventually I would get the DVD to the I can't remember what it's called, but it's Dino Fun. It's Power Rangers Dino Thunder, but I don't know what the DVD is called. But it features basically when Tommy Oliver becomes the Black Dino Ranger. It shows the recap of his life, which is basically just recapping every single season of Power Rangers up to that point. So it got me into checking the rest of the series out. So I remember watching a couple of episodes from In Space, a bit more of Mighty Morphin, like the first few episodes, and that's pretty much it really. I also watched Ninja Storm, specifically the Looming Thunder part. Is it 3 parts? Yeah, with the 2 Thunder Rangers, and However, that's pretty much my main viewing experience with it. Growing up, I always wanted to like fight like a Power Ranger. Like I always wanted to do like the moves and everything, and I always wanted to get like a sword, like a wooden sword, just to play around with. Thanks to Lost Galaxy because I always wanted to have one of those cool swords. So I remember once asking one of Mum's friends to make me a wooden sword. He actually handcrafted it himself with like a couple of planks of wood, and I played a lot with it, but eventually I would lose it and break it. But I was a kid, so yeah. And then eventually I would find out that Power Rangers is on TV, and I recall watching the finale of RPM when I started watching it on television. And then I watched Samurai, Super Samurai, Megaforce, Super Megaforce. I loved the team-up finale. And then Dino Charge and Super Dino Charge. And that started to kind of put me off. So after that series concluded, I kind of grew up and I kind of moved on from Power Rangers. But I did come back to watch that team up in was it Ninja Steel or Super Ninja Steel? I didn't like the whole 2-season setup. It got complex. But yeah, unfortunately that would be Jason David Frank's last role as Tommy Oliver. Lord rest him. And yeah, I kind of moved on from the franchise at that point. But now, recently, or at least when I introduced the character to my channel, I recently got this VHS tape again, and I also got the Red Ranger figure. Managed to get it at a good price on eBay, and that kind of sparked my nostalgia for the franchise. So I got back to collecting the DVDs I grew up with, and I also fetched this small DVD. Let me try and get it out. It's not an official episode, but it is connected to the franchise. It's something called Power Rangers Mission Training. It seems to be from Mystic Force, but it features the SPD Power Rangers. But anyway, apparently it's mostly just like a demonstration of how to fight like a Power Ranger, basically. I watched it. Obviously, I was a bit old to watch it, but I mean, it was fine. I didn't replicate the training moves or anything. It was nice a thing to watch. But yeah, it got my nostalgia back to the franchise. So that's when I decided, you know what, I'm gonna add the franchise to the channel, because after looking on YouTube, there isn't actually that much Power Rangers content besides the official channel and everything. So I thought maybe I might show a bit more of it. I mean, I haven't really done much with the franchise since I've introduced him. It's been the Red Ranger's been featured in a couple of animations, but that's pretty much it. But I just like to have him just to show, you know, I grew up with Power Rangers and such, but I feel like at some point in the future I will try and use my characters a bit, well, no, they're not my characters, but the characters in other ways. But really, yeah. So primarily I like to think Power Rangers is my nostalgia for swords, and is one of actually the key VHS tapes that I remember watching as a kid. So I like to think that as my VHS nostalgia hood. It's not my most nostalgic VHS tape, but it's one of the most nostalgic. But yeah, nothing much else really. It is a briefly short one, just because there's not really much to talk about. But I just want to say, I just want to thank Saban, Disney, and Hasbro for continuing the series. And I've heard the news that they're probably not going to continue the franchise now, which is it's very unfortunate. But I mean, everything has to end at some point. So yeah, but I will always keep the power inside, and yeah, nothing much else I can really say, unfortunately. But just to let viewers know, I will show my appreciation for Power Rangers in this channel. Not sure how, but I will somehow. I mean, I did used to upload the first 2 episodes of Lost Galaxy onto YouTube, but they got copyrighted, and then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to delete them shortly before I started uploading my regular. So it was like before when I played Wii Sports. But yeah, so yeah, that's going to be me for today. So once again, sorry it's a bit short, but it's not much to talk about. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Please check out the rest of the other videos. I would greatly appreciate it. As always, bro's gotta go, and I'll see you guys in the next one. May the power protect you all.